Right, so I think Anton, it's just you from broadcast and then Mike today, so please, when you're ready.
Hey, you're on the
Hi.
Said it's January. Happy New Year.
Yep.
Let's start with what kind of month you expected, I suppose, here at the club in terms of transfers.
I think I've spoken a bit about it already. January's a tough month to do transfers in. You know, the summer's a much easier window. Not many teams want to lose their better players or any players really in January. So January's a tricky transfer market, and the financial restrictions that we faced in the summer are still firmly in place. There's no real change on that front. So we're working hard to try and improve the group, of course, but within a tough January and within the financial restrictions that we have, which is sort of where I knew it was at the start. So it's no surprise to me. The club have been very open about it, and I understand it. And zero complaints from me at all. You know, I think somebody asked me about it at Brentford about how we'd cope without Channy when he went away, and my answer was with the players that we have. So whether that be people coming off the bench or whether we have injuries and it has to be 23s then or 21s now, then that's what it is, and we get the best out of what we've got. So we will be trying to improve, of course, but it is going to be a tricky month already, and then with the market that we're in financially, it will be tough to improve this group.
Does that mean more likely to see players leave before others come in, and if Sasa collapses, potentially one of those might leave, considering there's interest in him?
Yeah, interest in Sasha, but we have a big game tomorrow that he's involved in. So at this moment in time, Sasha's situation is that he's with us. He's fully committed to being with us. He's working extremely hard. On the question of sort of outs before ins, probably if we can do a few bits going out, it may help us with doing things that can come in. So there may be some movement on that, and that will pretty much be how the January the month unfolds really. If we're able to do a few bits that free up some funds, we may be able to bring one or two in.
I know we've obviously got a break after this game, which probably helps as well, but with Wang Yichan probably gone for most of the months and Sasha potentially leaving, are you worried about the numbers up front?
I wouldn't say worried. I'm aware of them. I'm aware that Channy probably wasn't even a 9 before we sort of semi-turned him into one. He can still do other stuff as well, but we've been a bit short up front, obviously. But we've scored 30 goals and have 28 points. So we've coped well so far, and my job is to make sure that we're still able to cope with whatever situation comes up over the next 4 or 5 months. So full focus on what we have and what we're trying to be, while also trying to support the recruitment team. They're working very hard, the guys. Really good recruitment team here, and Matt trying to do the best we can over the month to make us look stronger by the end of it than we were at the start of it. And that's what we look to do. And then my main focus as head coach is making sure the ones that are here are ready to perform tomorrow firstly, and then for the rest of the season.
Saw the lovely tribute obviously to Mario Lemina at the Everton game. Just wondering how he is, and obviously has been linked with potentially signing Mario's brother as well. So for the development team, I'm just wondering sort of what's happening now as well. Yeah,
so Mario firstly is still with his family. He's having. I don't want to speak too much for Mario because things can change with how he feels. But last time I spoken to him, he was still dealing with a lot of family stuff. So nothing real changed on that front from my perspective, apart from he has my full support. He knows he can call me and message me at any time, and I'll check in on him. But also keen to make sure that he gets his space and he gets his time to do what he needs to do. So obviously after this game tomorrow, we have a little break before Brighton. So we're hopeful that firstly Mario's family and Mario get themselves into a position where they're ready to move forward with things, and then hopefully Mario will be back in and around it for Brighton, because obviously he is a hugely important player to us, as I've spoken about already. So and then on links with players, won't comment on anybody else's players. So whether that be Mario's brother or Lionel Messi on loan from the MLS, I'll leave all of those to you guys to throw around, and I'll focus on Brentford tomorrow. Yeah.
Talking about Brentford, obviously not that long ago since you played them. Does that give you a little bit of a boost going there? And obviously, I presume it's FA Cup, so there might be rotation and things, but in terms of actually coming into this game, it's put you in a decent position, isn't it?
Yeah, no rotation on our front. We're taking the game extremely seriously, so as we always do, but numbers are a bit short anyway at this moment, so rotation would be tricky. We go there with as strong a team as we can and go to win the game. Not sure where Brentford will be with it, but as they've proven over the last few years, are a real tough team to beat, especially at home. A fantastic manager who's managed to overachieve for a long time with the group and the budget. So will be a tough test. The 4-1 win a week or so ago will have no bearing on tomorrow. I think Brentford made a couple of errors that day and we were extremely clinical. Obviously looking for a similar performance to that and to what we managed to produce against Everton. I thought the team showed a real good togetherness and understanding in both of those games, so it will be good to repeat that again, but will be a tough test, of course. Thanks.
I wonder whether the fact that you've got so many points, especially recently, changes the emphasis a bit for January, given that, as you were just saying, it is difficult to do good business in January.
Yeah, not from my point of view. I always want to improve. So if there's something in the transfer market that helps us improve, whether we're on 28 or 12 points, would still be the same. I'd still want to do whatever we can do to improve. But that's the case not only in the transfer market. That's the case around the place and in training, and we don't stop trying to improve the players because we're on 28 points, and we don't stop trying to improve the group in the transfer market because we're on 28 points. So not a real change in focus. Obviously maybe a few more people looking up than looking down at this moment, but I'm also very aware how quickly that can change. So making sure we stay on top of the lads and that we stay extremely focused on our goals and what we're trying to achieve this year.
Yeah, because I'm sure that doesn't go on in here, but you can see people getting excited outside and saying, we're only so many points behind this rather than we're so clear of that.
And I'm delighted. I want them to be excited, and I want them to talk about what we might be able to achieve, and hopes and dreams, and that's what I came in for. You come into a place where everything was a little bit down and gloomy, and at this moment it isn't. So that I want the fans and everybody connected to the club to be able to talk about the what ifs and can we and maybe we can, and let me and the team have a more clear focus on what we're trying to achieve day to day, while the fans get to enjoy what we've managed to achieve so far and what we can possibly achieve for the rest of the season.
You didn't get a pre-season here, really, and every international break, quite a few of the squad have gone. Mm-hmm. I know one or two are away after already for the next couple of weeks, but it's going to be the nearest thing to a pre-season you've had so far. Is that helpful? Yeah,
I guess so. I think that the tricky part of it is because that was my fault initially around it. Was we can get loads of good work into the lads here, but then you remember the December that they've had load wise. So in a normal pre-season they'll be coming off the back of 5 to 6 weeks rest, whereas the group at this moment are coming off the back of 5 to 6 weeks of really intense work with a small group. So there'll be some work that we can do. Of course there will, and there'll be an opportunity to give the lads some time to recover any little niggles and bumps and bruises that they've been playing with, because most of them are at this time of the season. They're all carrying something. So not a typical pre-season, but hopefully an opportunity to keep improving our understanding and what we are as a team, while trying to rejuvenate and sort of improve energy levels and stuff, because I don't think anyone could fault the energy and the effort and the work they've put in over the last few weeks. A real tough Christmas period, and to come out of that 6 days, especially with 9 points, took a lot of effort because there wasn't much rotation in it. It was a pretty much same starting 11 that kept churning it out, and subs coming on to help them. So yeah, using the break wisely to try and just get us in the best shape possible for afterwards.
Yeah. I wonder if it's a bit easier for the players, or it feels easier when they are winning, because at the end of the Everton game, it looked as though they could have done another 45 minutes. Sure, Doherty was asking for the fourth official not to play so much.
Yeah, I think winning obviously helps. You know, you always feel better when you're winning, and you wake up the next morning and you're not quite as stiff and not quite as tired when you've won. So yeah, winning helps. Hopefully we can continue that, of course. And yeah, great opportunity tomorrow. FA Cup, fantastic competition. Tough draw, of course. Premier League team away from home, not an ideal third round FA Cup draw, but helps me a little bit because I did a lot of prep on Brentford already once this week. So
Not necessarily this Brentford, though. I mean, you don't know what you're going to get.
no, of course, and they are a team that changes a lot. But they've had some injury issues, and they've got a lot of players missing as well. So I wouldn't expect they've got too many players that they're able to rotate at this time with the issues that they have. So we should know what to expect from Brentford, or something around what to expect. So looking forward to it. Spoken to the players already about opportunity to have a cup run. It's another game that we want to win, whether there's points at stake or whether there's a place in the next round. Just want to keep winning and keep showing what we are. So taking tomorrow very, very seriously, and yeah, looking forward to it.
Great, thank you. Turn the cameras up, please. And who wants to start?